A high-end hairdresser with unique connecting power. In this episode of CREATIEF VERDWALEN, the video podcast by Irving Vorster, we learn more about glamorous hairstylist Alexandru Arambasa. Working at Pierot coiffeur in Amsterdam, he always lives by the idea that elegance also means simplicity, and that simplicity is the key to brilliance. Whether Alexandru is working from the hair salon in Amsterdam, establishing himself in Monaco, creating lavish hairstyles for the catwalks of Balmain Couture, or even recently, taking care of the models' hairdos at Irving's show in Paris. At home and abroad, he never shies away from innovation and improvement. And in addition to that, it's better to lose yourself in your passion than to lose your passion. An international talent who, in addition to his lavish profession, creates a deep bond between Romania and the Netherlands. Alexandru is a motivating, connecting virtuoso. Get creatively lost with us.
Welcome people, welkom bij een nieuwe episode of Lost in Creativity, oftewel Creatief Verdwalen. And today we have a conversation together. Alexandru Arambasa, he's an internationally hairstylist working in Amsterdam.
So, yeah. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I think we can have a nice conversation about creativity, maybe motivation as well.
First of all, we have worked together in Paris last time with the show. And,
in January, Paris Fashion Week.
Paris Fashion Week, Couture Week, and it was the first time that we collaborate. It was a nice collaboration.
Yeah, that was nice. That was also for me something new, Paris Fashion Week. So it was the first time when I did Paris Fashion Week.
I thought you did some fashion weeks already, but
not Paris Fashion Week.
Not Paris Fashion Week.
It was the first one.
But I like to go to when you was a child, in your childhood. And if you're going back to your childhood, where are the things which inspired you, or where you was wondering about? Concerning creativity.
I was very creative as a kid. I remember at school we had a lot of actions like acting or acting. We used to sing. I had a colleague. He still is my best friend, Felix. We did a lot of things together in like music. We entertain the colleagues as well. So. Yeah, the creativity for me, it was not only when you talk about hair.
No, of course.
So we did. It was a mix of things, which of course was good to increase the point of view in the creativity. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I had an idea and I had the revelation about this subject for like a kid, like a kid who want to play piano or who want to play guitar. As a parent, you want to play an instrument or music. It's very good to let him to express himself because it's developing the way of broadband creativity, and it's learning how to interpret the world and also the action what he's doing later.
For sure.
So, for example, if he's going to be in IT or sales. Of course, because you know how to create through the art, then you can, create your work. So then you can inspire people and then you can have your own touch. It doesn't matter what job you do.
No, but I like to hear that you talk about that you were playing roles and
we did a lot of artistic. I had this vision since I was a kid. Later on, of course, at school, like in a high school, I study. It was a technical.
You a technical school?
Yeah, because actually I'm an engineer. I finished engineering.
And in which direction? Because engineering is
projecting. So we had a lot of things. I did also. I study also classical guitar. It's a school. It's called Cornetti for 3 years. But later, when I finished my let's say my child period of school. In the high school, it was my profile was a technical profile.
Okay.
Projecting, to say, drawing, technical drawing. And I switch a little bit the artistic,
less creativity,
but because I focused on the artistic part in the first period of life as a kid, then it was very easy for me to interpret also the technical word.
Yeah.
So the technical with the artistic, they're merging.
Yeah, that's a
together.
Good one. That's very cool.
Of course, if you want to design a house, if you want to make the roof, you cannot just project a roof just like that because you feel to be random in your creativity, artistic mood. You have to have a foundation, and you need rules.
Of course.
But because you are a creative person, then you know how to merge the beauty of creativity with the technical parts and rules. So you can merge the rules with the artistic mood. Let's say like that.
Yeah, but in life it's always you start in your childhood and then you're very playful.
Yeah.
And then there in your childhood there's a lot of creativity, and later on you got other interests, and then you merge the skill set.
That's true.
Be technical.
Architect.
Whatever.
That's the point. I didn't had as a kid. Not even in high school, the idea that I want to be a hairdresser. That came later on.
Yeah, because that was my question when it started, that you had something to do with hair. Because if you're very technical, call it rational. And the hairdresser is you have to deal with people directly. Yeah,
as a conclusion of my perception of life and the way how I increase the information, being a hairdresser helped me a lot. Because I could merge those two things. In hairdressing, you have creativity, you have a lot of creation, but also you have a lot of rules and technical rules. If you talk about the haircut, like the haircuts, if you look to the ABC of Vidal Sassoon, then you can find there it's a pure geometry. But also you can have on this foundation a lot of creation, a lot of creativity. So you have also programs in the school, in academy, like creativity. So, but you have a foundation with a pure, strict rules, and then you can build on those, on that foundation. Yeah. Okay. So it's for me, it was pure gold when I discovered that I like the hairdressing, let's say like that.
And around which age was it?
So I just finished high school. And I started to work in that moment with a fashion designer. He was a very fashion designer in Romania. Mircea Bărbulescu.
Okay.
And then he inspired me to somehow to be a hairdresser. Subconscious. Because working in, I was looking for a job, and it was very nice for me to work in a fashion house because I learned also how to dress myself and how to wear my clothes, and that period in Romania you had Nike shoes with the it was very sport like. Cool. And then I didn't know exactly how to wear like elegant blues with the jeans, but then I find out.
That's where it started.
Yeah. So, but then of course he had a lot of fashion presentations. There was also a lot of hair there. So I was focusing on the way how everything it's packed in the presentation, because in the backstage, as you know, there's a lot of work.
It's hectic.
Exactly. So the fashion designer has a lot of talk with the hairdresser, and then they're taking a lot of communication, a lot of things. Any touch, it's very important. So for me, it was pure inspiration. I didn't realize it.
An organically way.
Yeah, it was very natural.
Yeah.
I was with the flow.
Yeah.
I was flowing in the situation. Yeah, but because it's like water. When you just let it go, and when you act, when you're in the middle of the action, let's say like that. The universe is flowing with you.
Yeah, there is no time.
Exactly. So it's like water. Everything brings you there. So that was me. I didn't realize. I was not conscious about the trip. I was just present in the moment.
But you've always two layers: the unconscious and the conscious.
Yeah, exactly. Probably, yeah.
And the one we focus on more conscious.
Yeah, I was there.
It happened.
It was nice for me. I had the job. Then I had the car, and then it was nice for me. I could have money, and then
okay.
Not a lot, but I had the salary. It was a moment that I just finished the high school. During the high school, of course, in Romania was a nice thing that you could sell clothes. You could change clothes with the other kids.
Okay.
But then I was a kid, and then.
But also a commercial sense. You had also a commercial sense how to.
Yeah. But that's also it's in the spirit. It's in the family. Like to be a commerciant, like to sell. The sales skills from my mother.
Entrepreneurs.
From my mother, the grandpa was involved in a lot of actions like this, like
sales. Okay.
But then I study university, also technical.
Yeah.
Projecting.
and still, your direction was still technical.
It's still technical. But then, when I was a student, then I really realized. Then I had the pure revelation that I want to be a hairdresser. It was my first year. It was not. It was just like a click. So that's what I'm saying. That the background of the situation and the period of my life as a young kid, and the trip in that moment, I could collect a lot of information that could inspire me to have a click, to have a revelation, and through the revelation to be a hairdresser.
Okay. Yeah, but if I see, because I did a lot of Lost in Creativity episode, normally the child is creative and start. How you telling this is some kind of other way how you get to the revelation.
It was a pure revelation.
Discovered it. Because sometimes it's your parents. They decide, I want that you want to be a lawyer, or and I
was not supported by family in this. No. It was. I'm not judging. I'm grateful to them. Because it can be a lesson for the people who look at us. Sometimes, when you have a revelation and when you want to do something, some people around you, they can block you. They can say, this is not for you, or you have a lot of skills in sales, or you have a lot of skills. So what do you want to do that? So I don't think it's going to be for you.
But sometimes the people which give you advice, it's a reflection of their own.
Exactly.
It's a reflection of their own.
Exactly.
And has nothing to do with
and if you're really focused to that point, to your target, and if you can cross through this barriers, then you get treasures. Then you get the real skill. Then you get the car. Exactly. That's the treasure. Behind those blocks and the issues, like.
Yeah, but because you know always where the dragon is, there's also the treasure.
Exactly.
You have the dragon and the
so
treasure.
I didn't listen. I didn't listen. No, I just said I want to be this. And since the beginning, I didn't say to nobody because they could make fun of me, and you know what I'm saying, and I think everybody knows. Everybody can say. But I want to be an international hairdresser. It was not enough for me to be just a hairdresser. To stay small. Exactly. That people make fun of me. That you want to be a hairdresser. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of work. How you have this vision? So in my head was, I want to be an international hairdresser. Yeah. But I didn't say it to nobody.
You're thinking big.
No, it was for me.
It was already big.
Yeah, for them was exactly. But my dream was, even now I have very big dreams. I'm not going to tell you.
Now maybe but at the end we will know.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll know
Who knows?
Sure.
But then, you have to, and another tips, let's say, not advice, tips. Keep for yourself. You can tell to friends, or you can tell to people to inspire them, or your plans. But only 10%.
Oh, actually, what I hear you say, you tell it 10% of your inner circle, maybe your close friends. Yeah. And for the rest, you keep it in some way secret. If you can
because I was sure that nobody believed me, and they could say, it's international, like. It's too much.
Actually, sometimes I find this very interesting, because sometimes I think, let's say, I'm going to the Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah, we were to Paris Fashion Week.
Okay,
nice.
I went there, of course. But then I think, who shall I tell them that I'm going to do that? And sometimes I tell more people, because then they hold me accountable, because they can say, if I don't do it, or there happens something, and you always say, I have a dream, I want to take part in Paris Fashion Week, and then the people come and they say to me, hey, your plan was to go to Paris Fashion Week, why didn't you go? So they keep me accountable. That's one, but the other way, and maybe that's more stoic kind of way, and don't tell nobody. And if you don't tell, maybe your inner circle.
I know you're like a small inner circle.
But at the end, they see the result, they see the action.
Exactly.
And then it's more value if you tell it in front. Yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that.
You let your success to talk.
Yeah.
You let your actions to talk. But in Romania, we're a little bit superstitious people. And we say, don't say to somebody, they put a bad eye on you, they're going to think bad about you.
It's also to
and
do
they take that vibe,
That's also to do something with the culture in Romania?
Possible. We are very, with the black cat is crossing, black cat. I'm not superstitious.
I'm superstitious.
But then I can be inspired of those superstition. Yeah. So if you don't, to stay in this subject, if you don't say to nobody your plans, and to just work to accomplish your goals, your dreams, and then you let your success to talk, and the result to talk. It's way much better because you have a concrete thing. Yeah. It's in your hands. You just expose, you show to the people, and you show only the iceberg, like
it's always the iceberg.
It's a lot of work behind.
People don't see what's
and then you show them, and they say, "Wow, he did it." It's a lot of work in the back.
Yeah,
I was in the presentation to you in the Paris Fashion Week. It was in the back. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes.
Like a machine.
People
like a machine.
It was very hard.
Yeah, it was very hard. And do you have also heroes in your life? People who you admire?
I admire a lot of people. You mean in the hairdressing, or you mean?
More in general, or maybe in hairdressing.
Yeah, I have Jesus Christ, but then.
It's the religious one.
I'm not a religious person. More spiritual.
Spiritual.
But Jesus Christ scripts, they're very good words for me.
Okay.
And is my
also some praying,
my faith.
You pray, or?
Yeah, I pray, meditate, of course, in my way. So Jesus is inspiring me every day, but of course I have people around, and I read a lot, and I look to fashion industry to see what is happening right there, because it's inspiration also for the hair world.
Yeah,
it's exactly. It's I was all the time I was fully convinced that the fashion industry inspired directly the hair industry.
Okay.
Also the trends and everything.
Yeah.
It's everything is connected.
Yeah, always.
Everything is connected.
Or otherwise you must connecting the dots. If you see the dots, then you're connecting the dots.
Yeah.
In the hairdressing world, who are your heroes, or maybe one hero?
Who I like.
Or like
They're international. Mm-hmm. I can start with Romanian, Cătălin Lungu. He was a teacher he was an educator in Vidal Sassoon. And I study in his academy, an intense class. Then I have it's Dolf Palmer. Mm-hmm. It's I think it's so good that I think he's an alien.
An alien.
Yeah. It's full of inspiration and it's full of information. And I think if I go after 20 years, I'm still shocked of him and the way he's full of information. Of course, above all, it's Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Vidal Sassoon. It's I like. This is actually the style that I like. It's very fresh and natural, but still architectural.
Because it's important for a watch is what you mean with style, because style is
there are many. Also in coiffure, you have Patrick Cameron, or there are plenty of good hairdressers or coiffure or.
Yeah, but I can understand, because sometimes people ask me, okay, what's your favorite fashion designer?
Yeah,
I say,
depends.
I'm I'm my own favorite, first of all. But I like to look like Pierre Cardin, but it's always in some kind of area or period where
it depends.
Design something, and I say, oh, that's quite interesting, and then I see another upcoming fashion designer.
Exactly.
It's quite interesting. I didn't saw this yet, so
exactly.
There's not one main. Yeah, maybe in the business world, I also like to.
And then because you can it's like you have to compare Pierre Balmain with I don't know, Marc Jacobs. So there's
for instance, but also some kind who influenced me was Richard Branson, and then you say, okay, what has Richard Branson to do with it? Because I had a lack of commercial sense, and I thought I must work on that. So I started to read some books. The first book I read about the business was Richard Branson, and it's about Virgin. That's how it works. And do you read books, or?
A lot, but it depends.
Fiction, non-fiction?
In past I used to read a lot. Like any type of books.
Oh, okay.
I like also fiction books like Asimov. I was a little bit. By the way, I have a favorite one, George Orwell.
1984?
1984, recommend to the people
the
to
farm,
read it.
or how is the,
Not the farm of pigs. Not that one. It's 1984. It's a different one. It's interesting. I recommend to people to read that book.
Yeah, everybody has his heroes, and
inspiration source.
Inspiration source, and these days, what are your inspiration nowadays? If we can talk about inspiration.
In life or in the hair industry?
Yeah, you may say both.
At work, people, customers. Having the opportunity to work in Amsterdam, for example, for me, it's a lot of inspiration. With my partners, Pierot, what is inspiring me is the customers. Mm-hmm. In Amsterdam, it's a bunch. It's different cultures. There are a lot of different cultures. Uh-huh. So we have people around the world, and especially in South. In South, they're very good people, and they inspire me a lot because the request it's so high, and then I'm challenged to bring the best. So all the time I have to read. I have to look to what is the trend, what is the color trend, what is the haircut. So I have to be fresh all the time.
Yeah.
Because I give you an example. I can have a customer, like a lady, from South America, maybe from Colombia, and she wants something, and I have to know. And in 2 hours, I have somebody else from maybe east side of the world, or maybe from maybe from Romania, maybe from Bulgaria, Turkey,
whatever.
And then it's a different perspective of hair, different structure, everything is different. So I have to adapt to the request, but also to the texture of the hair.
Yeah.
And then I have to, you have to be very dynamic. And that's for me, it's inspiration every day, and I'm very happy and very glad that I have this opportunity.
Isn't it that people are information?
People they have a lot of information,
or they have information.
They have a lot. They know a lot. The people know exactly what they read, they look, and they have expectations that you have to know how to manifest and to project.
Yeah, something with frequency.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you have to make them happy. You have to make the hair how they want. Of course, you need to be very good in consulting here, but also inspire them, not to teach them, but inspire them how to wear their hair. Hair, it's an accessory. So they inspire me.
Yeah,
and then I have to
cross over.
Yeah, exactly. So they're my first inspiration source.
And sometimes, if I talk about clothes, sometimes people are not aware of what they wear and how they wear it, because they have their own reflection. They look in the mirror, but sometimes you have stronger points which you can accentuate.
And then you inspire them.
And then how can I say that to the customer? How? Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to say in a different way because people are different.
Okay. And it was so nice because I have also a question about flow, and you were already talking about the flow, and in Lost in Creativity we talk a lot about flow, but how can you describe flow for yourself when you're doing something, or for instance maybe the Fashion Week in Paris, and then you have the flow status? How would you describe flow for yourself?
Flow.
Yeah,
the flow, you mean?
Yeah, when you're working and then the flow happens.
Everybody.
But how do you feel in the flow? That's what
I'm excited.
Excited.
Yeah.
Dopamine.
Yeah, and that actually the dopamine is a secret to keep you focused. And I don't think too much, because if I think, I destroy everything.
Yeah, but this flow is another flow than when you're in your working space, and then you.
It's a different flow.
You do a project.
Exactly.
And you have now the time, the schedule.
Yeah.
Because that's the pressure.
And
then for me the same, because
I work very good under pressure.
Yeah,
I'm super good under pressure.
But it's not. On the one way I like it, but on the other way I hate it.
Yeah, but it's nice if you hate it. Yeah, that's the key.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the key, because if you're in a comfort zone, you don't grow. So you have to be under pressure. You have to be out of the comfort zone and to be a little bit stressed, not stressed that you cry.
Yeah, but a natural stress.
It's a natural. It's good. It's good that because you have to develop skills. You have to develop yourself. You have to discover the best version of yourself, because you're digging inside yourself, and there you have to look for resources to survive, because that's actually the key in our life.
It's your survival mechanism.
Exactly. So then you have to, how am I going to survive? You trigger to survive. Yeah, of course, it's a fashion things there, and there are nice things, but it's also about surviving.
Yeah, but evolutionary, they're all the same.
That's how we have. That's why we are here. We have hands. Yeah, we want to grab a glass, and then they say, some fingers, and then I can grab it now. So stress. What do you think? People just stand like this. Oh, look, I have some fingers in the morning. No, they have to be stressed for this. So we have to stay under pressure a little bit.
Yeah, and you know that stress is coming.
But
You know it up front that there will be stress.
and everything is in a balance.
And that there will be happening things you don't imagine that it will happen.
Exactly.
Both ways.
But it's
Actually,
nice.
Both ways.
But that's nice.
In the positive
Exactly.
and also in the negative. one.
But you have to stay positive, because otherwise, if you are under pressure and you put yourself to grow under pressure and let's say in stress, if you don't have a positive vibration and if you don't have a good intention in a positive way, build it with the positive materials, that stress can kill you. So it's the intention before the actions.
Intention before the action.
Intention before, keep the intention, put the name of the podcast.
very good.
Intention before the action has to be in a positive way.
And pure.
Pure, created and consolidated by pure positivity. Everything has to be positive, and then go in stress. It's like you take your backpack full of things with the positive and go there in stress. And it's impossible to not make it good. It's impossible. For me, this is the secret.
No, always happen.
Stay positive, yeah. Stay positive. That's very important.
But sometimes it's difficult. And it's not that you in the morning when you're in front of the mirror. Yeah, I stay positive, but that's not how it actually works.
It doesn't. But you still have to.
You
remember.
Affirmations. You have affirmations.
Exactly. But you have to remember. Look, take a thing, an elastic thing. Look when you go. Do you remember during the presentation, during the work, in the backstage? Then you look at me. Did I look stressed?
Totally not.
No, I was.
Yeah.
But I didn't look. Why?
Your head.
I was focused. You take your how you say boussole, like the north, how you say the Nordic, how you say when the northwest to the device.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Boussole, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you put north to your elastic. This is north. Keep it. Remember it. And when you're stressed and when you're shaking, when you look up, this is so. Stay focused on north. Refresh and stay focused. Go back to refresh and then restart and go back.
Okay. That's also good.
And sometimes
advice.
it's good advice. And sometimes if you have a break, that's amazing. I give you an example. That's very good and very helpful. When you look to the Formula One, when you look to the moto competition, sometimes they have to stop. They are in the speed in the competition and they have to stop just to change the wheels.
Yeah, pitch stop.
You think, a pitch stop. So, they stop now, so they're gonna waste and they're gonna lose some time because they have to change the wheels, few seconds. But actually, they're gonna recover and they're gonna take back the time because they have new wheels. Sometimes you have to just stay. Even if you have, I have 1 hour, and then you're stressed. No, stay.
And also overthink the strategy.
Exactly, that's the thing. Exactly, strategy. And then you think a little bit where I am, and they're very fast crossing you, and you stay, and you say, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? That's the moment that you're above them. Because you think and they're in the middle of the action. You have to think to a strategy. How I'm gonna do? Breathe and change your wheels, and then you better gonna be exactly.
Yeah, very good metaphor. Very good metaphor.
Yeah, because that's sometimes that's what you have to do. And when you have 20 minutes to do it, 20 minutes to do it, compress everything, and you have it in your pocket.
Actually, you're buying time.
You're buying time. You're focusing on time.
Some kind of a contrast, but you're buying time.
Yeah,
you will. We were talking about the north and the south.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, what is your North Star?
North Star?
Yeah, you have also a direction where you're moving to in life, isn't it? And I call it the North Star of your target of...
For me, it's a God. I don't know. For me, this is about universe. Call how you want to.
Oh, you're going with what
I go with
what brings you.
Yeah, I like to communicate with the universe in my way. Okay, maybe it sounds crazy, but this is my way. This is my way. This is my way.
I hope more people,
I call God, but it's the universe.
I hope more people will do this.
Yeah, because that's
will bring a better world. But okay, that's
because you stay positive.
Yeah.
And then
but that was the first thing when I met you, and we had a little conversation up front when we going to Paris.
Yeah.
And every time when I spoke to you, you had something. Don't worry, everything's fine. And I thought, okay, I like the guy because I'm sometimes I'm then in stress, and then you saying something. Okay, let's breathe and go to the next chapter. And what happens.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're walking the life for long already, and you have when shit hits the fan, then you know how to deal with it. It was my first time in Paris. The first time actually was not that so relaxed, because the first time when I went to Paris, it was stressing in the car. We are driving the car. Then 3 models called. The aeroplane doesn't go, and then it was fixed during driving. What are we gonna do? Okay, take the train. You know, out there. And then it was stress on stress on stress. I was in Paris. I had stress, and on the back way.
It was a lot of pressure on your shoulders.
But when I looking back, I think, okay, that was a lesson, expensive lesson.
It's a lesson,
but
exactly.
It's a big lesson.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, and I think you also, if you are so confident or too confident, then you think you can do everything your own, or you can everything, but in reality.
But then you crash. That's the moment when you crash.
That happens
when you're
arrogant
time. Actually to yourself.
That happened the first time in Paris, and it was a harsh learning school. I remember. Do you have some things in life that you say, okay, that was not successful, or that if you can remember?
You know, in past, I was concerning, and I was a little bit upset for some actions that I did and didn't work. And let's say, I start a business, it didn't work, but actually now I'm reflecting and I have a different vision, and I'm saying it didn't work because there must be a lesson for something much bigger for me.
That's nice.
I give you an example.
Nice.
Concrete example, like I open a salon. I did education for a very big brand, international. I'm not going to say the name.
And that's in Romania?
I develop a market for a very big brand, international big brand in Romania.
That's what I want to know. If it's not in Amsterdam.
Together with a friend of mine, Bogdan Cedică. He was a director for a very big company in Romania. And I was in Monaco in that time. I had a job there at a project with a salon in Monte Carlo. And I remember he called me and he said, but can I say the name of the brand? It was Balmain. Balmain Hair Couture. It was the range for the hair. So then he said, look, we have a project, blah, blah, blah. So when I heard about Balmain, Balmain, that's amazing. And for me it was bigger than Monaco, because Monaco was a small place and I was not rich enough to stay there. You have to be very rich. And then I said, okay, I come back, and I went back to Bucharest, and we had to wait, we had to develop the office, we worked together with the company from Bulgaria, blah blah. And then I was not, anyway, things happened, we developed very good, did a very good job, we opened a very good market there, more than everybody expect. And then I said, okay, I'm not in harmony with the management. And then I said, okay, I go out, you know. So and then I opened a salon there. And my project and my vision about that salon, it was educational concept.
You bring more than
educational, because it was a fashion house in that place. It was very nice in Boulevard Magheru. It was very beautiful, like it was a little bit like Champs-Élysées.
It still exists.
Yeah, it's very nice. It was Haussmannian style, you know, like very like almost 200 square meters. Beautiful with the balconies there in the boulevard. Beautiful. But then the pandemic showed up. It was a big investigation. All my work I had to invest in that salon, and it's hard to make money when you work. But then I had to close it because the pandemic showed up. So all my projects, and I had the contract with the brand to open the education for this. But then everything, it was canceled. And then I said, then I was upset, of course, I'm human. I'm not a guru, I'm human. And I was upset, I was,
headache.
Godverdomme. What I'm gonna do now? It's, I did it, I spent. But then I had to calm down. And then I said, okay, it was a lesson. And this lesson is gonna bring in my life a lot of positivity. And that's how it was.
Okay.
Because I was strong enough to put, God helps me, not me, to put away off my shoulders the responsibility and the heaven, because a lot of people say, yeah, don't close, borrow money from the bank and then you're gonna maintain the business. I said, no. I cannot live with the idea to borrow money from the bank to maintain something. Let it go and then I move. Where do you move? I had connections a lot around the world. So I could move in that moment everywhere. But then I said, okay, where I move? And then in the Netherlands, okay, but back to the Netherlands. I have something with this country. I said,
why Netherlands?
Why Netherlands? I don't know, something happened with it. It's a fate. But then, I had an analytic point. Amsterdam, from my point of view, it's one of the most international cities in Europe.
Yeah, for sure.
It's above Paris. Barcelona is very nice, but it's above Barcelona because you have a lot of nationalities. First of all,
for sure,
the Dutch people are very open because they were navigators, travelers, and they have the abilities to manage with different cultures, and they're very welcome with different cultures, and they know how to manage with any of it, any of this. So immediately they know who you are. It's something native. It's in their blood and the genes. So in Amsterdam, it's a brand. And everybody knows Amsterdam. From my point of view, Amsterdam is the New York of Europe.
They first know Amsterdam and then Netherlands.
Yeah, London, If you go, where you work? Netherlands, Amsterdam. But it's from my opinion, London it's also.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk, but I don't want to include London in this.
But you've been there too, in London?
I studied in London. I didn't work in London. I had the opportunity to work. Okay. But in London, if you are not in an academy or a big salon, it's not a big deal. In Amsterdam, it's nice. You have a broad band of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities right there. So then I said, I focused, I said, I go now. Where? In the Netherlands. In the beginning, I started in Rotterdam with a friend of mine. He was also in Balmain, Guido is his name. He's in Rotterdam. He has a salon there. He was an educator for Balmain as well.
Okay.
And but then I stopped the collaboration with him, and then I put my focus on Amsterdam because that was my purpose. And then I started to work with Pierot Amsterdam. They're still my partners. We're very good. We're like a family. It's a family business there.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm also part of the family. I hope I'm a part of the family. And they see me like that, or they lie to me and they just give me the feeling that I'm a part of the family. And we are very good. It's a Pierot. It's a brand. It's with a lot of values and tradition in the back. 60 years in the back.
Oh.
Yeah, the father of Maurice made the business Pierot. He was a hairdresser as well. By the way, they were friends with Dick Guliker. Dick Guliker worked with Pierre Balmain. It's a lot of, so for me, it was very attractive, this point.
Yeah, I understand.
Then we started a collaboration, and since then we work. And that's the...
For how many years now?
So 5 years.
Already?
Yeah, 5 years. Then I met, I have my wife is Dutch.
Yeah, I know.
So I have 2 kids, Rose, two boys.
Two boys.
Okay. And so see, I had to open the salon in Bucharest to come in the Netherlands.
To the next chapter.
To the next step of my life. Because if I was complaining and if I was sitting in that thing, it was a problem. So it was a lesson. I had to pay for my lesson. I had to pay a lot for my lesson. So
lessons are not for free.
So I have another idea for the people to not complain. Oh, I lost money. I gave money to a friend. I borrowed money and then he didn't give me back. Oh, he didn't give me back. So oh my God, I have a problem. No, if you gave to someone, and if you trust someone to give 500 euros, 1,000, 10,000, I don't know, 1 billion, who cares? And if they don't give 1 billion, but if you give 1,000 euros to someone and you had trust and they don't answer and they don't give you back, that was the price to you to know that he's not a good friend for you. Let it go in your life, but now you know, because could happen something worse together with that person. So it's nothing bad actually. They're lessons.
Yeah.
They're lessons.
It's a harsh lesson.
Exactly. Yeah, of course, it's nice to have 1,000 in your pocket, but
when the lesson is harsh, you don't forget it anymore.
You don't forget it, and then take everything as a lesson.
You get traumatized.
Yeah. I take everything as a lesson. So I had to close that saloon, and I'm in
I totally agree.
And now I built a very nice thing, like a social life, and the Netherlands. I'm happy. I'm happy with my family, and that's it's the treasure. That's the best gift what God could give to me in life.
Yeah, how nice.
So without them, I don't see my life without my family. So that's So see, above that thing, it was the treasure.
It's a professional hairdresser and even a family man.
Yeah. Now we are merging the countries. Now we are living in Romania and
both. You travel
in the Netherlands.
a lot,
I travel a lot. I have to travel, but we stay more in our residence is in Romania. That's the place where we live for the moment more. We spend more time there. But we are also here. We are dynamic.
Yeah, like nomads.
In the beginning, my wife, she said, but how are we gonna do? We are here and there. And I said, listen, in life you have a palette of colors. You have to use the colors. Don't see black and white everything. It's not everything in opposition and everything. You be dynamic, flow.
Bamboo.
Yeah, like bamboo, like a water. Just go with the flow. Exactly, the flow. Go with the flow.
You also have prepared some questions for me. If you can remember. Them.
Yeah, you have good ones. I'm when I'm invited to podcast I like to bring in the subject. I want to bring in the conversation the subject, motivation.
Yeah.
For me, it's very important because I see there are a lot of people that are unmotivated in any domain. So I want to ask you to tell to the people, what was the motivation for you to be a fashion designer, and what was the motivation for you to stay in the industry? Because I think there was a lot of gaps in the beginning.
Yeah, it still is.
Still is. Tell me.
It's still struggling, and my first motivation. Sometimes, if you ask where comes motivations from, when you're a child, you're in a family, and actually, it's actually your world is very narrow in the beginning because you have your parents or your brothers and sisters. And sometimes you going on the route or you're going to start your journey.
Yeah.
And actually, what I was thinking, it's more to do with my family. That you want to prove something to your father, or you want to prove something to your sister, or that. That's one source of motivation. Yeah. And the other kind of motivation.
Extrinsic motivation.
What?
Extrinsic, like somebody from outside.
Because there is not a general motivation. There are different sources of motivation. And the ancestor, your parents, that can be a motivation. Because they didn't motivate me in the way I want. They motivated in the way they want. because when I say I'm going to study fashion, they okay, why are you going to do fashion? Because my father was in the army. So he thought it would be cool if my son would go and join the army. Which, I took another direction, and then I met a teacher, and the teacher said, okay, there is more in this world. There's also an art academy. Because I studied fashion, and there was a teacher, and he showed me the way. I said, why don't you come? So that was another motivator. And every time in life you meet people, and people are the points where you're gonna think and refresh or we already spoken. So that are the motivators. But also the big scoop, the big fashion world, the fashion shows. Yeah, that's also motivating. Yeah. But that's outside. That's very outside. But that's also the trigger point of my drive. My motivation is I think I have to tell the world a lot about my designs.
Your creativity.
My forms of creativity. So I want to bring the world creativity and hope that people also appreciate or in another way, I motivate them.
You also let your work in this hotel. It's a room designed by you.
Here's one. But
we're in a hotel, by the way. Nice one.
Motivation is in a broader sense, and also to do with discipline. And one thing I've learned from my father, because he was by the army, he was very disciplined, and I was more all over the place. When I was young, I was all over the place. And high energy and off focus. And discipline is these days is I must work day after day on my discipline because there is my that's my weakest point. So and that's why I go to the gym every morning and
so being focused on the discipline keeps you motivated as well to stay in your line and to keep develop your work and the best version of yourself, actually. Because that's what's
short.
Make it short.
You didn't need the whole story.
I fix the whole story.
But what I want to say is it has connection. If you don't have discipline, how can you stay motivated if you don't have any discipline?
No, it's not possible. No.
So that are the forces. And motivation is also your inner source. I want to tell the world something. And that's what keeps me up.
It's a good point. It's a very interesting point. Because everybody has a different story and a different motivation because we're different. And I want the purpose is that if we can inspire people to, because I believe that everybody is special and they have their own let's say purpose.
And assignments in life is that they find a purpose.
They found a purpose.
Sometimes they don't find it when they young.
Later on, my mother started to sing.
And even my intern.
40.
You don't see my intern, but you are 19.
20.
20 already.
And what's your goal?
To eventually just have my own brand. Course.
Oh, see, good. You inspire him.
I hope so.
Sure.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah.
It's also you start when you're motivated. Actually motivation is movement, motor, motivation. So if you can bring the motor, keep rolling, and then you on the way you inspire other people.
If you are an engine. You are like a sun. Then you don't realize.
And that's also the why I started the podcast Lost in Creativity.
Very nice you did.
Because I think because now you have the social media. And it's hysterical.
Everywhere is social media.
And people don't see we talked about the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, but they never see what's beneath. And they only see the effect. When you're on Instagram, you see only effects. Instant gratification. And
and they think, it can be that a lot of young people, they're not motivated because this social media can be also a tricky.
Impatience.
Can be also a tricky point. They look to social media and say, oh, nice, success. Because what is people showing up in the social media? A success.
The
success.
End.
The end.
The end.
And then the success. And then they are chill in the phone, and they scroll, and there's a lot of success there, like people showing up their success things and points, and they say, okay, I'm ready.
Success.
Yeah, success, and then okay, I'm ready also for it, and then see, it's so long road. It's so hard. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna look to somebody else how they do. But that's not a point. To go there. It's a very long. But it's yours. If you start to walk on a road, and that road is full of flowers with beautiful stones, it's beautiful. It's nice too. But it's not yours. You have to build yours.
Yeah, your own road.
You have to be
own track.
Yeah, take it
in
and
the mud,
work. Yeah, and be motivated and find your things and stay focused on it. Be the best version of yourself and be the best version of your target, or just stay there. Be motivated. Be surrounded by people that they're better than you.
Yeah.
Better than you. So I do sport, and then I like when I go there and I want to, when I do sparring, and
you do kickboxing, yeah?
I do kickboxing, and I want to. I like to be better than me.
And you want to win?
No, I want to be there to learn.
How to learn?
And then if I'm there, and then if I know that they're better, that's what I like. Inspire me.
Then you grow.
Then I grow.
If they're underneath, then
if they're there, I'm 100 kilos almost, and then I kick their ass, and then I go also. I say, oh, I'm so strong. I'm good. I did it. It's fucking. No, I like to go there and say, oh, I do 5 years, or and they're good, and they go to competition. That's what I want. With you, I want to do a sparring. And then, don't do too hard, but then teach me something, you know.
Yeah, and the other way, when people on a higher level, you will grow, and if they on the level how you need, then you're going plateau, and plateau.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can.
You're done.
For a long way plateau.
Exactly. So that's what you have to do. Better all the time. Be surrounded by good people at the above to ask them, what do you think about this? Because it's also tricky here. It's a secret. If they're good. And if you ask them, look, this is my trip, and how can I make it better? They will help you, you know, because they're strong, and they're like, come here, I want to teach. If they're under you or limited or lazy, smoking joint at home, and they cannot give you good advice or realistic advice. It's from where? It's from Minecraft. What advice they give you? So they have to be good.
Yeah. At least I have a menu of creativity. And I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Ask me.
You may say, you only can give me one answer. So let's start.
Let's do it.
When I say experiment or perfection, which one do you prefer?
Experiments.
Okay. And if you must choose between a circle or a cube?
Circle.
And where you want to get lost? In the desert or in the forest?
In the forest.
Yeah? Okay. And what do you prefer, a movie or a book?
A book.
And are you the procrastinator, or do you checking off the boxes or tick the box?
I check the box.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. No procrastination? Yeah, everybody has some.
Yeah, but
everybody has some procrastination. But
I think I choose both.
Both. But you procrastinate and then you tick off the box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah.
And which season you prefer, the autumn or the summer?
Summer.
And do you like complexity or do you like simplicity?
Simplicity.
Simplicity.
It's more complex.
And it starts with complexity, or?
Simplicity is more complex than the complexity.
Oh, simplicity is more complex.
Simple, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make
Classic.
things simple. To make things
simple
look
is
simple.
complicated, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And which element you like the most? The water, the earth, the fire, or the air? 4 of them.
The water.
You like, you're talking about the water and the flow.
Yeah, like water.
And are you an early bird or a night owl?
Very early bird.
A very early bird.
Yeah.
How early is early?
5, 6.
5, 6.
6, yeah, it's something.
And what's your ritual? You go to?
I stay with the kids. They're awake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they are. They are. Where can people find you on the social media?
I have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube with my name.
With your name?
If you put Alexandru Arambasa, you can.
They can find you.
Yeah, they can find me.
Do you have some tips for the younger viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were already a lot.
We
of
already
tips.
said a lot, but
You have seen the
don't waste time. Be young, enjoy life, but don't waste your time on nothing. Waste your time on a purpose. Stay motivated. And you know who invented the pen? It's a simple engineering, right? But with a pen, as a simple engineering, you can write a check of a contract of $10 billion. Without a pen, you cannot write that contract. So if you have a purpose, and if you want to be someone or somebody, and if you think, oh, maybe it's too small, nothing is too small in the world. Be who you want to be and find yourself and be the best version of yourself.
Okay, I can say it better than you, but yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's nice advice.
Doesn't matter. You want to be a biker, you want to be a mechanic, you want to be who cares? And if you think, but maybe people that they're billionaires, who cares? You are yourself. Who cares? So you have
Okay, Alexandru, thank you that you will be my guest today.
Thank you for this podcast.
And for the advice and
thanks a lot.
Yeah, and for the viewers I want to say, keep following Lasting Creativity of Creatief Verdwalen, zo je weet. En mensen, blijf creatief verdwalen.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Have you enjoyed this episode of Creatief Verdwalen as much as we did? Then subscribe to our channel, like the video and share it with everyone who you know. See you next time!